Okay, this lesson right here, I'm just going to go over 7 and 8. 7 and 8, the common theme is we're going to go back to factoring. And a lot of it's going to be pulling out the greatest common factor or the common trig function that we see. Okay, for 7, we're obviously going to work with the right side, and what's common is this tangent squared of x. So we're going to pull this out on the outside. So we have tangent squared of x. And then on the inside, we're going to get secant squared of x minus 1. Now that inside, this should stand out right here. Okay, now even if I didn't know what that was, this is how we can kind of cheat. This left side is tangent to the fourth of x. If this is tangent squared of x, that means this quantity has to be tangent squared of x. And it does. Secant squared of x minus 1, that's an alternate form of our second Pythagorean identity. So I still have the tangent squared of x that it pulled out, and this is the Pythagorean identity of tangent squared of x. And then you have it. Tangent squared times tangent squared is tangent to the fourth of x. Okay, but the key for that was pulling out that common factor of tangent squared of x. Okay, let's move over to 8. Okay, number 8. Okay, left side looks a little bit more complicated. Now, it looks like it's factored because you have this whole quantity in parentheses. But if you look what's in parentheses, you can pull out another common factor. So if you have cosine of the fourth minus cosine of the sixth, you can pull out a cosine of the fourth of x. So let's pull that out. You have cosine of the fourth of x. And that's good because over here you have a cosine of the fourth of x. Okay, then on the inside of the new parentheses is going to be 1 minus cosine squared of x. And then bring this sine of x down. Again, if you take a peek at the right side, you have this cosine of the fourth of x and this cosine of the fourth of x. You have sine cubed, you only have a sine of x. This, even if you didn't even know what it was, this has to equal sine squared of x. And it does. I mean, at this point, it should be automatic. 1 minus cosine squared, you should know right away, that's sine squared of x. A lot of times when you pull out the GCF, on the inside you get a Pythagorean identity, and we do. So that happened for 7 and 8. Everything else I'm going to bring down cosine of the fourth of x, and then I bring down this sine of x, so then it works. Sine squared times sine of x gives me that sine cubed of x, and I bring down the cosine of the fourth of x, and this equals this side right there. So we're done. Alright, so that key was pulling out the GCF, and, patterns is that you get an identity on the inside of the parentheses.